Good morning, friends. Welcome back to our AI session. Hope you are doing well in the house. So, in the last class, we learned about bias networks and inferences in bias networks. So, in that, we learned in any uncertain condition for n number of possibles how we can reduce the total verification of uncertainty condition to lead our solution. Okay, so based upon the dependencies concept, that is in the form of bias networks. Right, now in this concept, for to deal with the uncertainty condition, there is a chances of dependency to move a bit to the solution, but also we have to think in other side also. All the dependencies may be directly dependent, but there are some situations or applications where the dependency is nothing but the in time. Okay, so if this is the case, we have to take the concept called as a temporal models. So whenever there is a dependency along with the current environment, along with the current dependencies or evidence, we can say, along with the time, then we have to take care of the temporal concepts. What the temporal concept? It is nothing but the changes in the events based upon some time. For example, we can take lot of examples for temporal models. If you consider our childhood thing, okay, at the childhood we used to be talk very sweetly with small words and letters framing. Later we used to take some sentence formation. Okay, the shape will be different in terms of faces, presentation you are receiving. Totally there will be changes over time in your physical appearance, in your body language, in your receiving, in your voice, in your sentence framing, etc. So one is depends upon other. Of course. So there is a dependency will be there. So like that, whenever in an uncertain condition, when we're not able to predict anything, then we have to take care of these temporal models which will help how we can devise our solution, in which format it will give the solution by using temporal models. Now see our definition. A temporal model is nothing but, if you see, whenever the environment changes over time, then we have to take care of this concept. So agents in an uncertain environment must be able to keep track of the current state of the environment just as the logical agents must. Of course, but whenever there is a partial and noisy percepts, then automatically it is very tough to in unobservable environment to verify the changes. So if that is the case, some changes maybe depends upon the time. If that is the case, that dependency can be verified by using this time. See, okay, so now time and uncertainty, how these words are related. As said previously, for example, one more example we can talk at this particular instance is, if you talk about any detective movies or serials, what they will do after happening of some event, maybe murder or something, robbery, what they will do based upon the current action done or the result came, they used to go back at the past tense. Okay, this may happen or these people may have done. So they will go on back so that they can predict about the present state, along with they can predict about the future also. Okay, so it's totally based upon the time only. So just by seeing the person who is dead at the same time at particular situation, they may not able to justice that be so and so person has murdered him. It is not at all possible for any person. Okay, they used to investigate some of the aspects in terms of variables and the evidences based upon the time factors only. Right, so this is the best example we can state to start our concept. So what they said, the changing world is modeled using a random variable for each aspect of the world, for any situation in the world state at each point in time. Okay, so the relations among these variables the relation among these variables. So the relations or relatives who is relevant to the murdered person who is dead. Okay, by using those variables we can predict what is happened earlier and what may happen in future. Okay, ma. Now, so this is example given by the author in your textbook, diabetic patient. See, who is a diabetic patient? Who needs some insulin every day in order to make his sugar level in control. So by taking insulin only it is able to control? No. Based upon his food intake, based upon his thinking, based upon his strain, what he happened today. Okay, based upon sleeping hours. So based upon all these factors, we can predict how much insulin we can give, insulin level we can give to a sugar patient, and how much food we can provide, along with what type of food we have to provide. So as we know, the sugar patient position is very, very dangerous here. Why? Because whenever we have a sugar, we are not able to take every food, that too at any situation. We should be very careful and very controlled in food intake. So what they say, it is based upon the sugar time only. For any sugar or a diabetic patient, if you want to give any insulin level or the food, we have to predict what will happen in the future, what you have eaten in the past. Based upon the food intake had been done, we have to give insulin based upon it only. See, if you see this, the evidence such as the recent insulin doses, food intake, and the blood sugar measurements and other physical signs are considered. Okay, and to assess the current state of the patient, including the actual blood sugar level and the insulin level. Based upon this, we can food intake and insulin dose can be. Okay, ma. Now, state and observations. Now, with the example we given that this heading already. Why? Because what is the present state and what are the observations you made at the present state? Okay, because a change in any state is not happen in a single step. No, not at all possible. So there may be a sequence of steps which are relevant to the time. Okay, then there will be change in the state. Right? For example, if you want to make a move from one step to another in your home, automatically it will take some fraction of seconds, undoubtedly, from one step to another. Right? If you picture that step taking in a slow motion, if you observe, number of seconds will be there, slightly. Right or wrong? So that is the relation between the state and observations. So the process of change can be viewed as sequence of or series of snapshots. Right or wrong? A motion picture, if you observe, is a collection of photos only. If you collected a number of photos relevant to one picture or one event, if you put in a sequence, if you play them fastly, you may get a movie or animation concept. Right or wrong? That is, he is setting the same. But our relevance is with the particular time only. Right or wrong? So each snapshot or time slice contains a set of random variables, some of which observable or some of which are not. So what you want to convey, the author want to convey is each snapshot or time slice. So at some time, some variables we have to observe. For example, for today, the sugar level is 120. Okay. Now, what is the evidence? Because we measure the sugar level with the device, we can get the sugar level. Okay. So the variable is a sugar, the evidence is a level. Right or wrong? So at any time, there may be possible n number of random variables and n number of observations or evidences. Now we have to relate these random variables and evidences. How they are going to be related, how they are going to be dependent. Okay, if you observe, if you are able to follow that, the temporal model is very, very easy for you. If you are not able to read these two terms, that is a random variable and the evidence, which we are talking from the beginning, it's very tough to verify the temporal models also. So along with the random variables and evidences, we are getting one more variable called as the time. Correct? Now come again. So see here. So what you want to know is xt to denote the set of unobservable state. What is the xt? Random variables which you want to predict. What about uncertainty conditions or uncertain variables by which we want to get the value? And coming to the evidences, So as I said previously, the degree of belief may be very near to the one whenever we have evidences. If there are no evidences at all, how can you say that I am very near to my solution? Not possible, na? So we have to verify the evidences in order to get the solution for the variables. Right? Now, one more example the author given is observing raining. So in this we have a story. There is a big apartment in some city. So in that apartment there is a security person who is to maintain some security along with that power supply. So he should not come out throughout the clock. Okay, there will be shift of duties from one person to another person with 8 hours duration. That is 3 people will make a move, change per day. Okay, so at 8 hours they should not come out, because at every fraction of second they should get the power supply, who the residents of the apartment. So if for that reason the security person will not come out, but at one day some raining will be there. So he is very curious that whether raining is happening or not, because raining situation also not observed by not observable the security person. So so he used to stay in the room only. Outside environment is not at all visible to his security person, but he had a chance to verify or get knowledge about the raining outside. How? Whenever a person who is entering into the main gate, when he had an umbrella in his hand, automatically there is a raining outside. So because of that only, that person who came inside the main room got an umbrella. If a person enter into the main room or main gate without umbrella, so automatically there is no rain at all. Okay, so observing raining is means. So what are the variables we have to verify here is at particular each day, that is our time is a day. Okay, our evidence is our umbrella. To know what I want to know about the rain or not. If it is raining, that is my x variable is r and my evidence is umbrella. Okay, whether I want to know it is raining or not, I am going to depend upon the u. Right or wrong? Whenever there is a u, then automatically raining will be there. Whenever there is no u, no raining will be there. So my x is my raining, my evidence is my umbrella. At particular time, I repeat, my time is very important. Okay, based upon for example in the news, we used to get weather forecast every day. How they can give the weather forecast here? Because they have some measurements based upon the past tense. Maybe 2 years database they used to collect, and based upon the environment present, and based upon some numerical calculations, they give in advance situation to us about the raining happening. Of course, it is also uncertainty. Why? Because there is a prediction. It may be right or wrong, we don't know. Possibility is there, but at least they will give the possibility. If it is happened, luckily it is good, else we have to wind up. Okay, so for this, if you observe and verify these variables, the x is our random variable which we want to know the value at particular time, and this x3 always depends upon the evidence for the perfect situation in the uncertainty conditions. So for us the evidence is the umbrella, for us the x3 is the RT, right now? No. So he came back, the author came back regarding this diabetic patient. So whenever he have a measured, that is proof, he have some evidences. What you have evidences? Measured blood sugar and pulse rate. If you have evidences, then you can say that state variables, the blood sugar of this patient at particular time is this one, and the stomach contents what he eaten is at particular this time. That is the T. If they are able to know this T by measuring these two values, that is by evidences, they can know the T plus 1. What is the T plus 1? They want to give the insulin for the next day. They want to give some provide some food to the next day. So if they want to provide or give insulin or food, okay, respectively, automatically they are based upon the present T only, right? So for the diabetic monitoring, a suitable interval might be an hour rather than a day. Of course, it depends. Some will take years, some will take months, some will take weeks. Okay, it depends upon our situation or application. right? So in this paragraph, total paragraph, let's just leave all this, just concentrate on this. It's a very important here. Why? Because is, see, whenever situation happens not in one day but in number of days. For example, if you make a plan, shoot some episode by your friends, not able to wind up one episode in one day, okay, because your theme may lead to some different places, different occasions, different people, different timing, okay. If that is so, if you want to shoot any video, it will take some sequence of days, okay. So that, for example, our security person who want to observe the raining also, he want to verify that raining happening from 2 to 3 days or not. If you want to verify that, he used to observe from Monday, for example, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if it is so, Thursday also, okay. So in that cases, when you want to make an observation from sequence of days, then we have to give an interval notation called as A is to B, inclusive of A and B, from A to from B. So if it is to see this, I want to observe the situation at particular time, that is a number of random variables from A is to B. Okay, see this, denote the corresponding set of variables from XA to XB. For example, for XB to XB, if you in a last situation, that is about the rain, and the umbrella is our evidence. So I want to verify the umbrella, that is which I said previously regarding the rain for 1 or 2 or 3 days. The umbrella 1 for the first day, umbrella 2 for the second day, umbrella 3 for the third day. If you want to verify this umbrella every day, we can verify that, or we can give the notation as U suffix 1 is to 3. Subscript, okay, subscript. So if you want to verify this, if you want to know this information, we can give a subscript as C of 1 is to 3. That is, the umbrella is verified from first day to third. Right now, so this is all the introduction regarding, what is the state, how can be the observation. Our state is the random variable X, our observations are the evidences, right? So every random variable is going to depend upon the evidence. That evidence may be the present evidence, previous evidence, maybe future evidence, we don't know. It is for 1 day or 2 day or 3 day also, we don't know. Depends upon your perception of the environment, depends upon your requirement for the solution. It may be vary. We have to know that undoubtedly. Now, the very important topic in this concept is this one. So till now what I gave introduction is for this topic only, stationary process and Markov assumption. So thanks a lot to Markov. Why? Because is naturally we can say some prediction, but if you want to prove in a mathematical way, it's very tough to us, because in order to give the system any information, we have to give perfect information without any deviation. Why? Because it's a machine. Whatever you want to provide, it will do the mathematical calculations only. It doesn't know about your knowledge in your mind, of your mind. Okay. So first is the Markov person, who is the founder of this concept. Basically, the dependencies based upon the time. He given the formulae, okay, for your dependencies, how to relate these variables and the evidences along with the time. Okay. Now, see. He said that whenever you want to get the solution for any environment or the application, we used to consider 2 problems. If you are able to solve these 2 problems, you are very near to your uncertain solution. So what are the 2 problems is, first we have to specify unbounded number of condition probability tables. So CPT is a condition probability table. It is better than a joint probability distribution table. But even though he is very worried about this table, why? Because it is uncertainty. For example, in the murdered case, for example, in a family there are 50 members and one is murdered. Okay, so we have to check all the 14 members. Then what about the CPT table? Can you assume? Because one may depend upon the another in the 14 members. We don't know about these persons. We have to make a note of each data and have to verify the dependencies. Then only we can get the information. So in that case, the first thing we have to verify is the number of variables, that is 14 members. Now the second case is the dependencies, that is parents or evidences. Okay, so if you are able to solve these 2, how many random variables you have to check, how many dependencies you have to verify. Okay, if you get these 2 problems, solutions, automatically we are ready for our problem. So for the first problem, that is the number of random members, what they are saying is, see, even though we have 14 members, the very close relative dependency will be very n number only, not totally for 49, because this is the stationary concept. It may move, okay, fixed will be there. If that is the case, we have to verify that stationary variables, fixed variables. Now second problem is a dependency. The dependency is going to solve by Markov assumption, okay, for the past, for the present and the future also. Now we are ready. If you are ready with this concept to make a move for our Markov assumption, right, make a move with me. See, what he is saying is, he developed two Markov models. Of course, we have n number of Markov models, but up to our syllabus, we are able to learn. We can learn first one, that is a first order Markov process and second order Markov process. So our Markov is from Russia. He is a very statistician, means he is very perfect in calculations in terms of this timing dependency along with random variables in uncertain conditions. Okay. So what he is saying, whenever there is something happen in present day, it surely depends upon the past. Sure, of course. If you got marks in a perfect manner, automatically, surely that is your hard work at the back, that is in past days of your work. Okay, no, undoubtedly that is. So what is saying, that is only for the at present t, the t evolution or change in the t surely will depend upon the previous t, that is a t minus 1. So with that case, he given some formula for us. The x, whenever a variable you want to verify at particular time t, surely that variable changes depends upon from 0 to t minus 1. From day 1 you want to verify till yesterday you have to check. So that person is depends upon the previous elements or previous persons, those from the first day to till yesterday. Okay, if it is so, the final formula for us is mainly the present variable at particular t is going to depend upon the previous t, that is t minus 1, and this is called as a transition model. Transition happens because of the past. The transition from past to today happens because of this evolution from t minus 1 to t. So that is called as a first order process or simply first order Markov process. Right, ma? Shall I make a move? Right. Now second one. So the transition for the second order Markov process. For example, for today, yesterday is required for us. But if you want to observe today based upon the past 2 days, that is the present t is depends upon not only t minus 1 but also on the t minus 2 also. See, if you observe this, where is this? Yeah, here. So yeah, if you observe this, see, this is a first order Markov process because the t plus 2 happened because of t plus 1, that is the yesterday one. At present t is happened because of the t minus 1. The t minus 1 happened because of the t minus 2. After t minus 2 only t minus 1 happened. After t minus 1 only t happened. After t only t plus 1. After t plus 1 t plus 2. It is the first order. Coming to the second order, if you observe this, see that xt is depend upon x minus t, along with it is depends upon x minus 2 also. This t is depends upon the t minus 1 along with the t minus 2 also. So there is a dependency upon the 2 days, the past 2 days, two variables, previous in terms of previous time and all along with the last previous time. If it is so, that is called a second order Markov process. Of course, it will increase at any number of times, depends upon your requirement. So if it is so, coming to the evidence, see, for the situation happen or for any action happen today, the evidence can be available for today only. So for today's situation, we may not able to get the tomorrow evidence. Is it possible? Okay. For example, today got information that tomorrow you will get the money. Maybe surely will get the money, yeah? Not at all possible, right? So like that. So like that, it is not all possible to get an evidence for the situation happened. Right or wrong? So with that, what the saying is, for any ET which is for xt, okay, that is depends upon from 0 to t or t minus t. That evidence is going to, for random variable, should be depend upon 0 to t minus 1 only, but not t plus 1 or t plus 2. So with this we are going to get the formula called as a probability of ET by xt. That evidence is purely for random variable. That evidence is relevant to the random variable but for the time t only, right? So this is called as a sensor model or observation model. What is this called as? Sensor model or observation model. So we got two models here. The first one is transition model, which is giving about the random variables dependency. The present random variable dependent may be from 0 to t minus 1. That's it. And sensor model is going to give the information regarding the evidences and the random variable relation. What they are saying, any evidence will be available to x random variable for particular that day only. Both should be related to at the same time only, no deviation from that. If it is so, this is called a sensor model or observation model. Okay, ma. Finally, if you combine these two, because our concept is depends upon three variables from the beginning. One is a random variable, one is evidence, one is the time. Okay, if you club these two, if you club these three, we will get the formula like this. Along with the prior probability. Of course, whenever there is no evidence for some information variables, then we have to consider those variables also called as a prior probability. So this is our prior probability, this is our transition model, this is our sensor or observation model. So all these consider for our uncertainty condition using the Markov process. Okay, ma'am. So this is about the Markov process. Now he given some superb example regarding the rain and the umbrella. So these are all the variables. My random variable is x. Now x is a rain. Okay, that particular today rain is depends upon the previous rain. If we got full rain yesterday, today at least we will get drizzling. If there is no rain at all, tomorrow will not get any rain at all. Right, ma? See, with a random variable. For example, if you have today rain, I got a rain today, automatically if it is a true, the value is previously whether rain happened or not. We have to check. Yes, 70% of the rain happened yesterday, so today also we will get the rain. Okay, now yesterday we got yesterday there is no rain at all, 0.3, then tomorrow also we may not get the rain. Now coming to the umbrella, because the evidence is the umbrella for us. Whenever there is a rain today, automatically we will surely can see the umbrella for today. Whenever there is no rain at all, there is only 20% possibility of the umbrella. Why 20% of the possibility also? Madam, there is no rain, there is no umbrella. You have to say that. But what is happening is, somebody like me, I used to wear umbrella in summer also, because of I don't like that race. Okay, at that reason there is a possibility of wearing umbrella also even there is no rain. Okay, so that is the case. That is the case whenever there is no rain at all, but today there is a possibility of wearing an umbrella also. Right? See, rain. Whenever there is a rain at t-1, that is yesterday, there is a possibility of wearing umbrella yesterday. And whenever there is a rain for today, of course I will wear umbrella today also. Whenever there is a rain for tomorrow also, of course I will wear an umbrella for tomorrow also. Right? So, right. This is so. These two tables for the one is for random variable possibility based upon the yesterday time. One more is random variable possibility along with the evidence consideration. Okay. Now the last one, inferences. So after considering all these Markov process, statement observations, relation between uncertainty and the time, now it is a time to the present transitions. How to infer these transitions from yesterday to today, from today to tomorrow? So this is all based upon four things. One is a filtering, prediction, smoothing, and most likely explanation. Filtering. Okay. Hope you remember this. Filtering, prediction, smoothing, most likely estimation. See, so I highlighted this main word called as some with red letters. The filtering will depends upon the current belief. So it will consider only the current information. It will not consider any previous or future thing. If it is so, that means it is called as a filtering. If you see the formula, the x variable, that is a random variable, is going to depends upon the evidence from first to t till current only. Don't bother about the future, right? From first day to till now. Now, coming to the prediction nothing but the future. So, if we want to consider along with the present t, along with the plus k. What is the plus k? From today to n number of days for the future. Okay. So, if you want to consider these variables, but the evidence is available for today only always. If you want to take an example, for example, if you want to make an operation for any patient, you will consider at present situation only. He will not wait for the current tomorrow evidence. Oh, tomorrow he will be very happy, there is no need of operation, no need to do anything. Is it possible? No, not at all. Based upon his current situation of the body, the doctor will take the decision regarding the operation or any surgery or any other treatment. Right or wrong? But this random variable is depends upon n number of variables. So what this operation means, that patient have to take care of for future days. So how the operation will be held. So what measures we have to take. If it is so, we have to consider as xt plus k. The evidence is only for the reports of the patient will be considered for only for up to today only, from first day to today. Right now? Now coming to the smoothing. Smoothing is a past. Smoothing is a past. From not only present day, from present day to previous days. In the previous one, the k is greater than 0. That is from today. Today is a t. From tomorrow k. The k may be 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. Future, there is a possibility. But if you observe smoothing, from the k is going to lie between 0 to t. From the beginning day to t at present day only. That is a past, less than t. If you observe, less than t, not equal to t. So less than t means yesterday. So till yesterday, from the beginning to till yesterday, we have to consider. So he is saying something regarding that whenever there is an umbrella probability, it is rain for last. He want to verify whether rain will be there or not based upon observations made from Monday to last Wednesday. Okay, if it is so, of course, if the raining happened from Monday to Wednesday, automatically there is a possibility of Thursday also. That is you want to say. And finally, last one, most likely estimation. See, 1 to t, both are from beginning to t, because this is nothing but the sequence mark. It will not happen continuously, even though I am going using the sequence, but there will be breaks between this. From 1 to t, surely there will be breaks. If you observe this, see the example, first 3 days rain happened, but it is absent on the 4th, then most likely explanation is rain on the first 3 days and did not rain on the 4th. Of course, the present scenario, what is happening, we will give the information most likely. We can't predict about the future, we can't judge about the past because we don't know about the clarity. Right? So if it is so, this is called as the most likely explanation. So hope you remember all this. So the inferences are 4 types: filtering, prediction, smoothing, and most likely. Filtering is for correct belief, prediction for future, smoothing past, and finally most likely is gaps will be there. Right now. So this is temporal models ending. Hope you doing well. Prepare for the examinations. University will surely conduct for the examination. There is no doubt at all. Don't think there will be skipping of any exams for this semester. Sorry, it will not happen. No university is planning for that. They are trying to give better exams. Maybe at the end of the, at the midway of the May or beginning of the June. So please try to prepare for the examinations by giving assignments and going through the videos. Have a nice day, dears. Bye.